is doing, what they have planned, any accomplishments, any industry trends, and then also a way to maybe decide if you want to engage and volunteer as well. And then we definitely want to connect. If you can't attend, once we start doing the meetings live, we will plan on recording them as well so that people can see it, because we know that we're scattered pretty with North and South Carolina and Raleigh and Charlotte and Greensboro and wherever we have people. Not everyone will be able to attend every single meeting. So we'll make sure that it's available even if you can't be at the live event. And then what we really want to do is have an annual celebration and member award. So we will have one of the meetings each year will be an annual celebration where we can get together. We have planned the first one this year in September, actually at my home, which is Carolina Morning Stables. And it's conveniently located about equidistant from Charlotte, Raleigh, and Greensboro, maybe a little further for the Charlotte folks. And right now it's scheduled on a Wednesday. I'm not sure if we need to change that because of travel, but we'll see. But then you can also see the meeting dates are down at the bottom for the planned meeting. So everyone, welcome very much. And if we could go to the next slide, we'll take a look at what we're going to try and accomplish today. Okay, so we'll start off with the President's Welcome with David. And actually it says the upcoming plans in 2020 awards, but I think he's going to save the awards towards the end. We'll have a sponsor spotlight. So we have really good sponsors and we want them to have the opportunity to tell us a little bit about what they do. So each meeting will have a sponsor spotlight, and then we'll get into our committee updates, starting with treasurer membership. And then we will have a member breakout where we can start to network and start to get to know each other a little bit better, and go back to committee updates. And then we'll end up closing the meeting. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to David.
Hey, thanks, Roz. And actually, go on to the next slide too. Nobody needs to see me. Got me on the camera here. Welcome, first of all, as Roz said, to our first 2021 first member meeting, and this is going to kind of be a 2020 recap meeting as well. So we're going to look backwards and look ahead a little bit in terms of what I want to cover here in a couple minutes. A couple notes though, and I want to emphasize a couple things Roz just said. We historically, as Charlotte and Raleigh were two different chapters, I think each of us had an annual member meeting. And one of our priorities is to really drive value to being a member of ACMP. A lot of the events we do are open to anyone, and as they were virtual in the past year, most of them were free, right? And when we do in-person events, we usually have a nominal charge to cover space, food, and beverages and whatever. And it's usually a little bit cheaper for the members than for our non-members. And so the question would be, is there really benefit to being a member? And obviously there is. Global puts a ton of content out there. There's webinars. Hopefully you're taking advantage of those, discounts to the conference and whatnot. But as a chapter, we really want to focus on what's the value of being a member of ACMP Carolinas. And so one of the reasons we've gone to 4 meetings versus just an annual meeting is so that we have more time to be together as members, and it helps networking from a content perspective, exclusive content just for the membership. So I wanted to highlight that, and thank you for being a member, and welcome to the meeting today. We have a lot to look back on and feel really good about. In 2020, we did a ton. A lot of it was behind the scenes, but not all of it, right? We had, and I don't want to steal the event committee thunder, so I'm not going to harp on it, but we held close to 19 events, I believe, last year in the middle of a pandemic, which is nuts. And what was really cool about that was because they were all virtual, we had people from all over the world attend ACMP Carolinas events. So that's something I'm particularly proud about. And if you joined any of those calls, you saw people from Africa and the Middle East and Europe joining our calls, which was super, super cool. A lot of stuff that was in the background as we combined our 2 chapters, Charlotte and Raleigh. And frankly, if you didn't see it, in some ways it's really good, but it's almost like starting a whole new chapter. A lot of the back end paperwork, legalese, accounting, bank accounts, all that kind of stuff we have to do. It was a ton of work. So thank you to the board for getting that done. And we did get it done. And we are an official Carolinas chapter in good standing, as you know, since April 1st of last year. We did have an interim board of directors. We planned to hold the formal elections for the formal board earlier in the year, but there was just too much stuff that still needed to be put in place that we felt like it was critical to have the existing body of combined directors between Charlotte and Raleigh continue to work on it. So we put that in place, if you remember, for 6 months, and then we did formally do our elections in the fall with your new board, who is represented on this call today, taking office on January the 1st. So that's all great. We had a lot of stuff done. Now this year, what the board is looking at, to give you a look ahead, is getting our operational life stable. We did a lot to get the wheels on, and now we're going to keep them going, right? And so our focus this year as a board is to get a lot of the processes identified and documented. We are in great shape financially. Julie will talk about that here in a little bit. But how do we make sure we have all those responsibilities accounted for, and we are buttoned up from a legal perspective, from an ethical perspective, just to make sure that there's no doubt of anything that could possibly go wrong here. Succession planning for the board and getting folks involved in committees. By the way, just a note on that, we really, really want you involved in committees. If you're not already, we would encourage you to do so. What another awesome benefit to this group is the networking that we get, getting to know each other at a membership level. So please consider that if you're not already. We'll talk more about that. And then finally, to align with the ACMP Global Board, we want to increase overall volume of members to ACMP and also diversity. That's really, really important for us as a chapter, as well as for global. So we're going to look for ways to do that as well. So we hope everyone feels welcome. So anyway, super excited about what happened last year, more excited about what lies ahead. Hopefully we'll get to do some in-person stuff. As Roz mentioned, she's planning third quarter. We'll see where things go with Governor Cooper and what we can do. We're starting to branch into South Carolina a little bit. It's just a super, super exciting time. And I couldn't be more proud of this group and your board. With that, Roz, I'm going to turn it back to you to keep us moving. And we'll come back to the boards, as you mentioned, later.
Okay, that sounds great. And so we move on to our sponsor spotlight. And today we have Leslie Otavi talking about iTalent Digital. Leslie?
Oh, happy Wednesday, everyone. So glad to see everyone here today. My name is Leslie Otavi. I am the Chief Transformation Officer for iTalent Digital, and I actually hold our change management practice. And I'm very, very happy to be here. Our company is very honored to be a sponsor of the ACMP Carolinas Chapter. You can go ahead and advance a slide. Thank you. So we are a woman and minority-owned business. So we're both a SaaS software business as well as a consulting organization. We are global. Obviously, we have an office here in RTP, headquartered in San Jose, but we have offices over in Europe and in Asia. Our services are really about delivering for our clients their business outcomes through digital transformation, either through our services or through our product solutions. Last year, we brought these 3 products to the marketplace that you see over here on the right side, one of which on the top there is Chama, which is a change management software. And I'll talk about that briefly a little bit later. So with this sort of high-level overview of iTalent Digital, we have a very big focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion in alignment with what ACMP is also very focused on. And that has resulted in something unique for us. If you go ahead and advance the next slide. Thank you. So we really bring a unique perspective through this diversity because our workforce, not just our ownership, but our workforce is 54% women and 59% minority. So this has really brought to our clients some unique perspectives on, how to go approach things and, being able to have, balanced work lives and that type of thing. In addition, we actually have been recognized by Cisco this past year for a Responsible Procurement Award, which is really about recognizing a supplier that sort of shares and reflects Cisco's commitment to diversity, inclusion, and overall corporate social responsibility. So as our diverse workforce delivers all these services and solutions to a variety of leading brands. So if we go to the next slide, I'll give you a little recap on those leading brands you see there. So some of the companies, obviously I mentioned Cisco, but we've, have been working with Intel and Microsoft. So most of these names you're probably all familiar with, Facebook and Google. We also have some very strong partnerships out there with a variety of different vendors who are delivering, solutions out into the marketplace, including being a Microsoft partner, Tableau, Salesforce, et cetera. So now with all of those brands, I'd like to share a little bit with you about Chama. So just real quickly, this is a cloud-based technology. It is our intelligent change solution. So it is does have an AI engine within it that actually leverages all of the key learnings that come out of the various projects and change efforts that go on to be able to drive insights across projects, programs, and portfolio. It's very flexible and highly adaptable for any type of framework. And we are actually very excited about it because we're hoping that it's really going to help the market make a shift to thinking about change management across an entire enterprise and looking at it as a strategic value within the company and not just, sort of the last mile from a comms and training perspective. What are some of the capabilities that Chama has to be able to deliver all of the benefits around, being able to see change across an entire portfolio and elevate that visualization for leadership? So if you'll go ahead and go on to the next slide. So some of the key components to Chama are really being able to have a base of administration that allows that flexibility from how you define your stakeholders to configurable features for dropdowns, being able to capture information, whether a traditional project, an agile project, or any kind of initiative that's going on within an organization. As well as being able to roll things up from a program level perspective and then ultimately to a portfolio to the enterprise. Basically be able to understand what is the change impact saturation that's going on across the business, really drive change into those strategic points in the process for a business when they're building out and making investment decisions and being able to understand who they're impacting across the whole entire landscape and whether or not they need to make some shifts, et cetera, and when they may be doing things. So really it is about driving, who and what level of impact is occurring, as well as how we're actually going to prepare those stakeholders to be ready, willing, and able. So just a couple visualizations there to show you. But I've been very honored to be able to be a part of the team to help deliver Chama to the marketplace. But one of the things that we've been involved in is really in giving back from a corporate perspective. Our company started the Girls Leadership Academy meetup a few years ago, and we are really trying to empower girls between the ages of 8 to 12 to be leaders, not only in STEM, but in any type of role that they or company or industry they want to try to drive to. So obviously with COVID, we had a whole process in place to be able to deliver 2-day events to the girls to participate in, 40 to 50 girls at a time. And those events obviously during COVID were not able to be done. We do have 2 huge goals here. It looks like the slide has gotten a little weird, but we want to have 1 million girls participate in this by 2030. And we also want to showcase 1,000 women in STEM by 2030. So if you go on to the next page, I just want to talk through some of the changes that have been going on. You want to go ahead and see if this builds out. I didn't think it was a build slide, but just in case. Nope. Okay, go ahead and go back. Thanks. So that immersive event, as I said, was 2 days. I've been very honored. We've had 5 of those over the last few years. 4 of them have been in the US and 1 of them in the UK. And the typical format was to have the girls come in. They actually do a series of activities. They listen to a series of speakers about what it's like to be in, specific roles or specific industries. They learn how to do vision boarding. And then ultimately what this culminates in is the girls, by groups deciding what kind of product, let's say, that they want to bring to the marketplace, and they actually learn how to build out a business plan and to learn how to present. So there's a stage. When you were there in person, the girls had to get up on the stage and actually present to a panel of leaders from all of the, companies within whatever area we were working. So it might be from Cisco, from eBay, right? So it's a panel of 5 to 6 women, and it's sort of like a mini Shark Tank. And ultimately, one of the teams wins. What's amazing about it is to watch the transformation on some of the girls when they kind of come into this at the morning of the first day. There are many of them that say, oh, we're never going to be able to get up on stage, and we don't know how to do this, and we don't want to present. But by the time they actually, get the opportunity to get up on the stage, they have completely transformed and are ready to be, very, outgoing and very honest and very funny on the stage when they present their business plans. So if you go to the next slide, we've had to make this shift over to virtual. We have done a pilot now in January. And as you can see here, we had 13 girls from the US and 45 from the UK. It's a little bit different format. We do this over a 4-week period. Obviously, it's very hard since everyone, especially the children, are already sitting in front of a screen online all day. So we've broken it up into 4 weeks. The first 3 weeks are about doing the various activities and listening to the speakers across 3 90-minute sessions. And then on the 4th week, they actually do their business plan and do their presentation. We're getting very good feedback on the virtual format. Obviously, a lot of the girls would really like to be in person because it adds another element. But there is this, amazing change that has gone on to be able to bring GLAM still virtually so that we can still strive to meet our goals. So we hope to get back to those in-person events really soon, as they are much fun. I want to thank all of you and the board for the opportunity to connect at this meeting. And I want to turn it over to Julie, who's now going to do the treasurer report. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Leslie. Really cool stuff. Thank you for sharing. Hey, everybody. My name is Julie Gall, and I am the treasurer of the chapter. I'm going to go through really quick and give you an overview of our finances from last year and let you know what we're planning on working on for this year. So if you guys want to jump to the next slide here. So overall, our financial outlook is very healthy right now, which is really encouraging considering the year that we experienced in 2020. One thing that I wanted to just share with the group is kind of how we make our money, where our income comes from. You can see in the pie chart around income that there are 3 sections there. So a decent amount of our income comes from small rebates that we get from ACMP Global for each of our members. So when you guys join Global, that does benefit your local chapter as well. Right now, we are serving and funded by 177 members across the Carolinas. So thank you all for being members. We also have a very small section of our income that comes from individual donations. Usually that is like a matching donation for volunteers. I know I've done that through my company. Bank of America does it. Duke Energy does it. So if you get involved as a volunteer, please consider submitting a matching donation through your company. But the majority of our income does come through corporate sponsorships. So we consider our sponsors in a number of ways. Sometimes we get cash. Thank you. We love it. Appreciate it very much. We also get a kickback from some trainings or events that some of our partner organizations might host. So that comes back in as a sponsorship donation as well. But we also do consider our in-kind sponsors to be really important for us, especially around our events. But as you guys can imagine, with 2020 being the way it was and everybody was locked down, we didn't have any of those kind of in-kind event sponsors like we normally do. But that did not stop our wonderful events team from hosting 18 online events. I think that really showed that all of you, as well as our non-members, like wanted to focus on professional development and wanted to continue to engage with us. But normally you would see 4 parts of income, because ticket prices or ticket sales was a way that we also would make money. So maybe we can get back to that in 2021, but you can see we are in a really good place right now. And we are hoping to take that income in 2021 and really focus on delivering value to you all as our members. We have tried to keep our expenses as low as humanly possible. We do have some technology expenses through our website and our domains, and Wild Apricot is the platform that we use. So we do have some technology expenses, and then there's just legal expenses, insurance and lawyers and things like that. So that's a lot of where our money goes. If you guys have any questions about any of this, feel free to stick them in the chat. I can jump in, but let's just go ahead and take a look at our next slide, which is really a forward-looking of what we want to achieve in 2021. So the most important thing is that we have sufficient funds to meet all of our annual expenses. And I'm really happy to say that even in February, we've already achieved that goal. My focus as a treasurer will be to continue to partner with our committees and figure out how we can spend our money to make our money and deliver the value that our members deserve. We have a lot of conversations to have between me and our committees and figure out how we want to take some of this income and spread it around. And then also, we really want to start saving for the future. We all have big dreams around hosting like a Carolina-wide conference maybe at some point in time, but we need to think about that stuff now so that we can start to lay the groundwork for the future. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to stick them in the chat. I'm more than happy to address them there. But if not, I think I will go ahead and hand it over to Chris to give you guys an update on membership.
Awesome. Thank you, Julie. Get these slides moving forward. Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Lapata. I'm with BHDP Architecture and a proud member of this board of directors for the ACMP Carolinas. Our mission is to provide ACMP Carolina chapter members and prospective members, frankly, with a sense of belonging, a place where you can come and connect with people that are like-minded, people that may be going through some of the similar professional challenges as it relates to being a change practitioner. I have a fantastic committee. This is the committee for the membership team, and it's made up of Lalana Griffin, who's based in Raleigh, North Carolina, with Alfred Williams, Sandra Bobbitt with Herman Miller. We have Sarah Lemons Lowe, who is in Greensboro with Evans Incorporated. She's in Greenville, South Carolina. And I had the pleasure of taking over the membership chair position from Leslie Ellis with Involved Change. She's the CEO of Involved Change. Leslie was probably one of the founding members of the Charlotte chapter, and just really, really excited to still be working with her, but leading this awesome committee. Just some numbers where the work has really been done with this committee. The 2-to-1 is that all that work that this board and Jonathan Blatt and David and all the entire board work to get from 2 chapters to 1 Carolinas chapter. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Leslie and all the work that Leslie Ellis did to get us from 2 chapters to 1 for membership anyway. Julie had mentioned we're up to 177 members. The number 19 reflects the number of new members that we've had just since January 1st of this year. And I'll share that list of people with you, and we'll welcome those new members. That 10% is where we want to go. We want to have membership. We want to shoot for about a 10% year over year growth in new members. And we'll talk a little bit about how we might do that. So welcome. These are the new members that joined just as of January 1st. You can see it's a wide range of industries, they're scattered throughout the Carolinas. So just a hearty welcome to those new members as of January 1st. And we're going to try to continue to recognize new members on a quarterly basis at this meeting. Some of the strategic objectives that this committee has, check mark on the establish the quarterly member chapter meeting. This is the very first inaugural, so we're glad to be doing this. We want to make sure that we reach out to our membership base. We want to develop, administer, analyze, and share some member survey results by Q3. So please keep an eye out on your email for a survey. We want to have a membership drive. We want to plan it and execute it. If you have friends or colleagues that are interested in getting involved, please let us know. It's going to help with that membership drive. My personal goal is to make sure that we have a broad range of ideas and thought coming into the membership committee. So I'd like to try to get our membership committee up to about 10 people. Many hands make light work, as we all know. And then one of the key initiatives for our committee and for the chapter, we want to establish this community outreach subcommittee. And once we can get back out into the market and have in-person meetings, creating these sweat equity events where we all, as members of this great organization, can do some small things to give back to the community. And this is kind of the strategic objective around community reinvestment. It's really about creating opportunities for ACMP members of the Carolinas to support the communities where we work and live. And, we're going to do that through building this committee and communicate and build awareness of the needs with some nonprofit agencies in the community. We've got a few pillars I'm going to share with you, but our experience and this initiative, you saw Sandra Bobbitt's photograph on our team slide. This is really something that is at the heart for Sandra, and really is something she's fantastic at. We've worked on these things in the past together, and it really is going to create some awareness about ACMP, but have an opportunity for our chapter to give back to the community by supporting the American Food Bank, School Supply Central, Habitat for Humanity, things of that nature. And these are the pillars that we're focused on. We want to support some basic needs of hunger, housing, children, and education. You can see why we want to do children and education. I think there has been a need, especially during the pandemic. Housing, we want to support the mission to provide better housing and shelter for those in need and really help out our community. And then the food banks, we all know the stress that's been put on the food banks. So with that, we're very excited about moving forward. I want everybody to stick around because we were able to speak to Cornet ACMP Global on a global scale, and we as a chapter thought it was really important to promote the Change Management Global Connect event that's happening June 8th through 11th, and we are going to be auctioning off or raffling off to one member on this call. You have to be present to win an all expenses paid admission to that conference. So with that, if you're interested in joining the membership committee, please feel free to reach out to me, and I appreciate you joining the call today. I think, Roz, this is the time that we're going to be getting into the breakouts, correct?
Yes, this is the time we'll get into the breakout. So one of the things that we wanted to do is give every one of us a chance to get to know somebody a little better than we did before, so we can start networking. So Chris is going to put us in breakout rooms, so smaller groups, And we're just gonna tell everybody a little bit about yourself. So name, company you're with, when did you join ACMP and why? And then pick one of the questions at the bottom. Favorite thing about your home office, where you want to go when this pandemic is over, or the funniest thing that one of your pets has ever done. So just to kind of get the conversation. So Chris, you will send us in breakout rooms and then you'll drag us back, right?
Yeah, the breakout rooms will come back at 10 minutes. But if the leaders of the breakout room want to come back sooner, all you have to do is hit the leave breakout room button and you will come back to the main room. Don't hit the leave meeting button or else you'll be kicked out of the meeting. So have fun, everybody. Enjoy the conversation.
Okay, thanks.
Hey,
Kim,
Chris.
Michelle, yeah, I'm going to assign you all to a breakout room.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No worries. I
Welcome.
joined late. I joined late.
Glad you can make it. Hang on. Bear with me one
So
second.
is this our breakout room?
No worries.
You know what? Let's keep this our breakout room. Michelle, you there?
All right. Yeah. That's a
You
good
know,
idea.
I
this
am.
is-
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great. Welcome. And I've known Kim, I know Kim well, so this works out well. But this is my first time like hosting and doing all the breakout stuff and all the technology on a Zoom call. So thank you for your patience. But Michelle, would you mind starting and sharing,
You're doing a good job.
thanks. So who are you with, Michelle?
So right now I'm in transition. So my most recent job was at Honeywell. I came down here with Honeywell for our corporate relocation to Charlotte. So I was in New Jersey. And while I was there, I created a change management framework for their IT organization and sustained it and improved it. And then during COVID, I raised my hand during a reduction in force to just kind of take a break from it all.
Oh, good for you.
And now
Good
I'm
for
just
you.
beginning to think I'm ready to go back into the workforce and, just really looking for a job that, where people really want organizational change management. They're not just saying that they want it.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great.
I think you should take the summer off, go back to work in the fall.
Well, it's frighteningly easy to really, get comfortable. I'm actually spending a lot of time playing with one of my Christmas presents was a Nintendo. I got a Nintendo Switch, and I have the game Zelda. So I spend a lot of time playing video games, which is kind of an interesting thing to do at this point in my life. But whatever, it's the universe delivers, and I must need this time for a reason. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when did you join ACMP and why?
Oh, I've been in the ACMP for a while. I don't know. I'll just be frank and tell you, I've been a member. I actually went to one of the conferences a few years ago when I worked at Pearson. And I tend to pay attention more to what's going on with the ACMP when I have time in between transitions. But when I'm working, I frequently go to the ACMP for ideas, and if I have a quandary, and I seem to always be going back to the ACMP site to improve the effectiveness of your organizational change management framework. So really, I use it for all sorts of things, but and the networking, like I said, more when I'm in transition, I'm guilty of, I guess I'm a bad member. I'm here when I need you guys, and then kind of just, I don't know.
Well, we
So,
need you. We
that's
need
it.
you if you have the time and if you have the desire. We'd love to have you on one of the committees. And so with that, I'll introduce Kim. Kim, why don't you introduce yourself to Michelle and share your name and who you're with and when and why you joined.
Okay, sure. Kim Kohler. I just recently relocated, or not relocated, moved to the Raleigh, North Carolina area. And the company I'm currently with is Archer Daniels Midland. I'm consulting with them. And why I joined ACMP is it was something I always wanted to get involved with back when I was in Illinois. And like you kind of said, Michelle, didn't have the time. And my consulting job that I had when I moved was ending in March. And so clearly, yes, networking, but more importantly, understanding, kind of change management in a different state, and different companies than what I was used to working with. So, getting insights from, the different members and getting leads from people. So I guess the favorite thing about my home office is I just got a stand desk, so that I'm currently sitting, but I should be standing. It's just great to be able to stand up in the middle of the day and in the middle of a meeting and stretch your legs a little bit. And then also, it's not right now, but just being able to look outside and seeing your yard. So
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Michelle, I forgot to ask you, pick one of the three. You could tell us what your favorite thing about the home office is, although you told us that I don't know if you're playing Nintendo in the home office, or what do you want to do, or where do you want to go when the pandemic is over, or it's one of the, something funny your pet has done.
Oh gosh, well, I could answer all three, but I'll focus on where I would go would be to Prague. My daughter lives in Prague in the Czech Republic, and I have 3 grandchildren there. And
wow.
I seem to go there at least once a year. I think the longest that I've been until recently has been 10 months. And now it's going on, let's see, so it's more than a year now. I got to go there in January to see my 3rd grandchild born. And then the pandemic hit right after that. So that's
Wow.
always where I want to go, is to Prague.
I've heard it's beautiful. How have they managed through COVID?
How about you?
Oh gosh. So my name is Chris Lapata. I am the chair for the membership committee. I had the good fortune of working with Kim last year on the programs committee, and man, we did a lot of work, didn't we, Kim?
Yeah. Starting up a new chapter in COVID is
yeah. I'm with
Yeah.
BHDP architecture, and when we go into and I'm not an architect, which is a good thing. I do kind of the front end consulting and business analysis with our clients to really understand how to kind of align space with the business objectives and the behaviors that people that leaders want to see in their people. And we know that when we change people's workplace and their space, that we're asking them to change behaviors. So that's why I kind of went and got my ProSci certification and joined ACMP to just keep my toolkit sharp when we have to get engaged in change programs that are tied to our design programs. Where do I want to go when the pandemic is over? I definitely want to go see my parents in Chicago. I haven't seen them in a while. And then I definitely want to get back to Italy, which is one of my happy places. So somewhere along the Amalfi Coast, I think that's where I want to get back to.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. So it's good. I mean, so we've got about a minute left. Kim, did you share? Oh, you did share your home office. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
I mean, I could answer question two, I guess. Yeah, I mean, so here's a fun story or fun fact. Chris and I are both from Illinois, and we grew up, maybe, I don't know, 40 minutes away from each other.
Yeah.
So talk about, small world. And, again, good thing I joined ACMP. So yes, like Chris, all my family is still back in Illinois. So yes, it would be great to go back and see them, see my friends, that kind of good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get through this. We'll get
Yeah,
through
we
this, and we'll have some type of normal coming up soon. But yeah, Michelle, if you're looking to network, you're looking to explore opportunities. As you know, ACMP's got a great job board. There are some great companies in the Carolinas that are just starting to get on board with change management. There's a lot of education to be done. So I think we're all going to be coming back to the main room shortly. Let's see if they're all coming back. Okay, they got 60 seconds to come back.
I do love these breakout room functionality within Zoom. It just makes the virtual meeting so much better when you can, get in small groups.
Yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking for me because it's the first time I've had to orchestrate the breakout rooms and keep an eye on the waiting room, making sure people got into the meeting.
Yeah, it's a big task.
It's fun. I don't mind it.
We're back. Do I hear Teresa?
I don't know.
That was Kim. Hey, Kim.
Hi, Julie.
Nice to see you.
Hi, Kim.
Hi there. Hi, everyone. Hi, Leslie.
So all the breakout rooms are closing, and it looks like, well, we're still waiting for some people to get back.
All right.
All right. How are the conversations, Julie? How are the conversations in your room?
Awesome. Wonderful. It was nice that the breakouts were small because we all got a chance to really talk. It was nice.
So can I finish mine? Because I'm still going.
Yeah, I'm in big trouble. I'm in big trouble because our president got cut off.
I was going to say, I thought David would definitely still be talking. He started it and he was still talking.
No, we left him out completely.
It was smart. They didn't let me
time for
talk
him
to
at the
the end,
end.
Chris.
Awesome. Let's keep going. So we're back. Thank you all for hanging in there. So Leslie, you and the sponsorship committee are up, and I think we've got we only have about 12 or 13 more minutes to go. So we gotta hustle.
Okay, can you just go? Is there a slide right before this one? Can you see if you go back? There, thank you so much. I guess what I really, that's okay. What I really want to make sure we do, right? And obviously I'm back. Hello, everyone. Is I want to give a huge thank you to our sponsors, CapTech, Duke Energy, Involved Change, Proficient, and iTalent Digital. When we merged the Charlotte and Raleigh chapters last year, we set some goals for sponsor donation, as well as establishing our sponsorship program, which we did. We actually exceeded our goals from a donation perspective, which was very exciting, especially since it was in the time of COVID. Most of that was also in collaboration with the events committee, who helped put on a really great training from ProSci, which rolls into our kind of sponsorship component. What I would like to bring out here, obviously, is if you know someone who would be interested in sponsoring our chapter, you can get more information on our website, or please feel free to reach out to me directly. And we can go ahead and go on the next slide, where I'm going to kind of introduce you. Quickly.
That's weird.
There we go. And we'll do it really quick. I won't go around the room here, but you can see here our committee members, Christian, Heather, and Lisa are all new to the team this year, and we're so glad to have them on board. And I want to thank everyone, including Cassandra, who's been quite the trooper to participate with us and help out the committee for all the work that we're doing now related to the planning and the execution for sponsorship and our 21 committee goals, which I'll talk about in a couple minutes. I want to go ahead and go on to the next slide then, just to show you some of the sponsorship types and talk through them. We have actually 4 different annual sponsorship levels, from advocate to partner to champion to thought leader. We obviously also have event sponsors that were talked about earlier, and we also have individual ways you can actually provide donations and sponsor. So this really provides 4 of those key benefits for sponsorship. You see they're listed. Access, obviously, to the members and the local change professionals, being able to expand a sponsor's brand, being able to drive from a industry leadership, because you actually have a target niche audiences with all of us as being in the change management community, as well as being able to provide community support. So one of the things we're really looking at, as everybody's been talking, is about how to get sponsors and members, engaged together and giving back to the community. So you can go ahead and go on to the next slide. I will not belabor this slide at all. What I really want to tell you is that we're striving for a future state where we have, from a sponsorship perspective, an active local community of sponsors and partners that are engaged in our chapter events, providing ACMP research, and that we're leveraging our chapter resources to better those companies' change management practices, as well as continuing to evolve the sponsorship program as we sort of start to listen and evaluate and adapt to the needs of both the sponsors, but also our members too. And then ultimately, we want to have a thriving sponsorship committee that is engaging and collaborating to try to mature our processes and the benefits that are out there for both our sponsors and what they're providing to our members, and making sure everything is transparent. So the final slide I would like to say is basically there are many ways that you can help out. You can become a sponsor yourself, or perhaps your company could sponsor, but you can also help us on the committee. We have some key areas we're trying to strive for, to identify and contact potential sponsors, define and document processes, and gather and analyze sponsor feedback. So if any of you would be interested, please go ahead and reach out to my email. And thank you again.
Thank you, Leslie. Aaron.
All right, unmute. All right, great. I know we're short on time, so I'll try to go quickly. Good afternoon. My name is Aaron Stroud. I work at Cisco by day, and I'm located in RTP. It's been my great privilege to serve on the events chair. If you look in the top right-hand corner of the slide, as the title says, our committee is small but mighty. As has been mentioned a few times, we've been very busy these last 9 months trying to provide great content to you, our members, during this very strange time. And we feel very good about what we've been able to do, and are looking forward to continue to provide content. Initially, Chris Lapata, who was just speaking, and who is now leading the membership committee, and we were co-chairing the events committee, and from the very beginning, we were so blessed because we inherited some great volunteers, Roz being one of those, and others joined. And so we've been able to work with all of these great, super talented individuals to partner, and we've been able to work with numerous industry leading experts and organizations like ProSci, PMI, to be able to get that great content to you, our members, because that's really what we're most concerned with. If jump back one real quick. Okay. So I just wanted to call out Beth. Beth is leading the execution of the second iteration of our partnership with ProSci in the last 6 months. So that's pretty exciting. Ibrahima in the top right-hand corner has done a lot of great work planning a Neuro Leadership Foundation event that's upcoming. More to come on that. Roz has done an amazing job of obviously planning this event. She's done a tremendous amount, and she has put in a ton of work. Kim has been an integral part in planning and logistics management for all of the events. Roz has also assisted with that effort. And Sherelle led an amazing fireside chat several weeks back. If you missed it, please go out to our site. That's where we keep all of the recordings. That's part of the value that we provide to you as members. Needless to say, it's only with these guys and their support that our committee is able to be successful, and we're able to provide the maximal value to you all. Advance to the next slide, please. All right, so as you've all heard, 18 events. I talked about the ProSci. We did do the CCMP office hours, more of those to come. We did a couple of virtual happy hours. We partnered with a lot of organizations, guest speakers, and Cassandra leads a fantastic book club. Please take advantage of it if you haven't already. If you see something, say something. It's kind of funny, but you get it. I mean, we're here for you. We want to be able to provide content that resonates and that really hits home with you. So if you see some events that you want to, that you want to see, some type of content you want to see, please email us. Let us know. My email is down there. And we're planning, and I encourage you to go back and just look at the slides if you get an opportunity. Was someone trying to say something? Okay, it was just a weird sound from the universe. Got it. Next slide, please. Almost done. And here's just an idea. We would love to have you. We have a lot of fun. We do work, but people have the opportunity to own things. I really like to recognize people when they do the work. So it's a great opportunity to get out, meet other people, as well as provide some value and just be a part of something. So I'd encourage you, if you're interested in any event, let us know. I think that's it. Oh, and here's the upcoming events. I encourage you, please go out to the website, look at the event, sign up. Seriously, the content is so good. We put a lot of work into it, and I think you'll really be impressed with the type of content that we're able to put forward. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you. And in the interest of time, we're coming up on the top of the hour. In the interest of time, I want to turn it back over to our chapter president. Sorry, Kendra.
Sorry, Kendra.
It's for the chapter awards. So before we get into the chapter awards, David, I've got all the names of the attendees who are on this call, and I want to be able to give away this all expense paid admission to Change Management Global Connect. And the number that I picked out of this box, or the name I picked out of this box, was Sandra Bobbitt. Sandra, you have an all expenses admission to Change Management Global Connect.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right.
Without further ado, let me turn it over to David for chapter awards.
Thanks. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, in the interest of time, I appreciate that. Just a couple things as we go into this. First of all, Kendra, you got skipped. I'm so sorry about that. But I want to put in a plug for the communications committee. We talked about volunteers and folks getting involved. Our biggest need right now is on our communications, marketing and communications committee. So with that in mind, if anyone's interested, we'd really welcome some involvement. Apologize about that. We have somebody at our door. Secondly, moving into the awards. So we do want to recognize the people on the chapter who are really adding just tremendous value and everything that they are doing. So we have 2 awards we want to grant today. The first one is to the board. And I want to recognize a board member. The board voted for the board member of the year. And we had a bunch of nominations, which says how much the board is doing. But I am pleased to announce the winner is Cassandra Willis. Cassandra has been instrumental in just making sure we all do the stuff we're supposed to be doing. She keeps me in line as our secretary, and is the most organized person I think I've ever worked with. So Cassandra, thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you. Holy crap.
That's on
Congratulations.
That's on the recording.
And I'm going to turn it over, but just in case I don't get the floor back, I'll be sending Cassandra and the other winners. We have nominations for Volunteer of the Year Award as well, which we'll present that here in a second. A crystal award, a crystal trophy, if you will. So that will be coming your way sometime soon. You got to figure out how to get it to you. So I'm going to turn over to Aaron now. We've got 2 Volunteers of the Year that we want to recognize.
Yes. So both volunteers were highly, touted, and so we decided that it made the most sense to give two volunteers Volunteer of the Year. Kim lives in RTP, so Kim, congratulations. She joined the committee shortly after the merger, and she took ownership and has just been integral in all the work we've done. She's driven the logistics and management of all the events, more or less, including surveys, as well as the back-end systems, data management and tracking participants and attendees. But she's been a part of at least a part of all 18 events. So thank you so much, Kim. We're so thankful for you.
Wow, great surprise. Thank you.
Yay.
So anyway, it's a great group to work with. And yeah, when you enjoy the people you work with, it's not really work.
All right, Jonathan, you want to do the second one?
Oh, sure. I also just want to really congratulate Kim and just say, I knew that Kim would be an amazing contributor right away. Having reached out, Kim, as soon as you moved to Raleigh and joined the chapter, and you just brought so much energy. So I also want to say thank you to you. And then our second winner is Robin Hyatt. And Robin, she is a member of Kendra's committee. So to David's point, Kendra's marketing communications committee is doing a ton of work, and Robin is one of the key reasons why she went really above and beyond in developing web pages and design and content for the sponsorship committee to really highlight the benefits of for potential sponsors for coming on as a sponsor to the Carolinas chapter. And then second, she really went above and beyond in support of our elections process. She took it upon herself to build a great form for nominee submissions. She developed pages that looked super professional and well organized, and just did a great job of highlighting the board roles and election process. And she was instrumental to that overall effort. So I really want to say thank you to both Robin and Kim. Congratulations, and looking forward to seeing the next group of volunteer winners upcoming, because you all just do so much for the organization and mean so much and allow us to really go as a chapter. So there you go, David. Thank you.
Thank you. Roz, would you like to close us out? We're over time.
Oh yeah, so I guess thanks everyone for coming. Mark your calendar for the next meeting. Tell your friends, and we will see you in some event before then, if not on June 2nd, noon to 1.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Great
Great
to see
stuff.
everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.
Bye, Michelle. Nice job, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you.